What's up, everybody? Great show today. We know about the beef between Stephen A. Smith and LeBron James. And that happened a little while ago when LeBron James approached Stephen A. Smith during a Laker game. And there was stories coming out left and right. You had Stephen A. Smith go on the Gils Arena show talking about it. You had LeBron James go on the Pat McAfee show and insulting Stephen A. Smith, and at the same time making fun of older players and all that other stuff. LeBron James is just who he is. But we have now Stephen A. Smith going on Gils Arena again for different reasons, but he was asked about the LeBron James situation now. So they asked him about the LeBron James situation and his relationship and if anything changed. And Stephen A. basically says that there is no relationship, there is no situation. And one thing that was interesting to mention is that he says there have been things in the background done deliberately, seems like by the LeBron James camp, to hurt him. Meaning, I don't probably think hurt him physically, but I would say this is working towards hurting him financially, maybe getting him out of ESPN or whatever the reason might be. But let me play the comments for you from Stephen A. Smith so you could listen to them directly, and then I'll respond in more detail to actually what he said. So listen to those comments.
So when you were in the arena earlier this year, talked about a situation with you and Bron in regard to some comments you made about him and Bronny.
Yep.
You spoke at length about it.
Yep.
Bron went on Pat McAfee's show, also addressed the situation. But I got to know now, as it stands, what's the situation with you and LeBron, and what's the relationship like?
There's no situation, and there's no relationship. He doesn't like me, and I don't like him.
Still, can we mediate? Can we increase the
There's
peace?
nobody that can mediate.
Okay.
It's okay. I would tell you that what I won't do is spend time the one thing that I would like to say is that I don't talk about him unless I'm asked. Now, some people say, well, why are you talking about him? Because I was asked. And this is what I do for a living. So how the hell am I going to get away with saying no comment? That doesn't work coming from Stephen A. It might work coming from somebody else. It doesn't work coming from me. But I have no desire to talk about him at all. He is, in my mind, the second greatest player in the history of basketball, who is a 4-time champion, a 4-time league MVP, has been an incredible ambassador for the game of basketball. His respect has been earned, not given. And nobody can deny that. But that's the basketball player, not the man. And all I would say is, people don't know the things that have happened behind the scenes, things that have been said, who they've been said to, the kind of things that have been engaged in an effort to hurt me, along with contemporaries and others. There's a lot of shit that I know that I don't say. And there's a reason that I feel the way that I do. And the last straw was him approaching me and turning the Bronny thing into something about me attacking somebody's family when it was him I was talking about, not Bronny. And then to go on the Pat McAfee show, which comes directly on after my show, on the channel that I work on, to insult me. Now, people could get into all kind of components that come with it and all of that other stuff. I have nothing to say. I'm a professional. I represent ESPN. I now represent SiriusXM. But most importantly, I represent myself. And I'm never going to denigrate any employer, any partner, or myself by getting into anything excessively, unnecessarily. When it comes to him or anybody else, I'm going to do my job. I'm going to cover the game of basketball. But if I never, ever speak to him again in life, that will be okay. And I'm good with it. And that doesn't, and I want to say, I'm not encouraging anybody else to feel that way about him. His peeps, other people that have a relationship with him, players, executives, coaches, all that stuff, this is me and him. I don't want to influence anybody else's opinion about him. But if we never speak again in life, me and him, I am perfectly fine with that. But I'm man enough where if he ever wanted to speak to me, I would. But it wouldn't be the most pleasant conversation, at least initially. And that's just where I stand with it, meaning no disrespect. But there's a lot of things that have happened that he don't know I know. And that was the final straw. So that's where I'm at with it. People could take whatever they want to or whatever, but I'm not playing. I'm dead serious. You know, it was a lot has happened, and those 2 moments was the last straw.
So a couple points I want to make here. Stephen A. Smith praised LeBron James, of course, as a basketball player again, and he says he has him number 2 all time behind Michael Jordan. You'll know me very well. I do not agree that LeBron James is second. I think he's a little further down the line, but I'm not getting into those details right now. And there's plenty of reasons for it. But he said, you know, he praised him as a basketball player, but, you know, he doesn't have the same feeling about LeBron James as a man anymore. Now, Stephen A. Smith used to praise LeBron James for his character, for what kind of father he is and all that other stuff. But it looks like he's changed his mind on it, which is interesting to me. He's saying also that a lot of things have happened behind the scenes, and at the end of his comment, he said that he knows about those things, but LeBron James probably doesn't know that he knows. And that could have something to do with, you know, how connected Stephen A. Smith is to people around LeBron and in the NBA and all that other stuff, ESPN. And we don't know who reached out to who and tried to do what and, you know, behind whose back. It's just a lot of drama. It's like, you know, girls fighting with each other. It's kind of crazy. He also said that if he never speaks to LeBron James ever again, he's fine with that. And if he would have left it at that particular spot about that, talking to him, I would have some respect for that comment. But then he goes on to add, but if he wants to talk to me, I'll talk to him. Almost giving an invitation. Hey, brother, you want to talk to me? Like, I don't know. He just shouldn't have said that. If the guy wants to reach out to you, let him reach out to you. You don't have to leave a visible open door for LeBron James to know that he can always talk to you. Like, that was a weak move in my opinion. Kind of not directly, but almost, I don't know. It just, to me personally, it just felt like begging LeBron James to talk to him for some reason. Maybe not begging, but kind of in between, you know? Simply for the reason, if Stephen A. Smith will refuse to talk about LeBron James, he will lose a lot of content, potential content. I mean, he's probably going to talk about him anyway, basketball-wise, but not anything else. But it was just a weak comment that I've seen, and I would never say that, because if you say you don't really care if you talk to a person ever again, that's fine. But then when you add, but if he ever wants to talk to me, I'll talk to him. And to seem tough, he also added it would not be a pleasant conversation for him. Get the hell out of here, man. I get it. This has all to do with access and convenience and money and content and all that kind of stuff. I mean, either you're on one side or the other side. You got some balls or you don't. So if you do have those cojones, don't try to leave a door open for the guy to possibly reach out to you, make him feel welcome if he needs to talk to you. Like, that just doesn't work for me, man. You're either one way or another. That's all. That's the way I am. I didn't like that. So it was surprising that they even asked him about LeBron James, but it's Gils Arena. I mean, they're prepping their questions for the show, knowing that Stephen A is coming in. Why not ask him about it? So people can find out. But there was a lot more talked in that conversation, which was interesting to me, and probably going to make some videos on it. But this was just the way Stephen A handled this. Like I said, in the beginning, he wanted to seem, again, very tough about the situation, and then opens the door at the end and being kind, making sure LeBron feels welcome. It shouldn't have said anything, period, then, because it was just a pointless comment on your part, Stephen A. Sorry about that, but that's the way I feel. As soon as I heard you say, but if he wants to talk to me, that was it. Lost all respect. Until that, the comments were okay. So let me know what you guys think about this. That's the way I got it. That's the way I received it. That's just my opinion. As always, I share my honest opinions. I don't bullshit on this show. And that's it. Comment section's open. Like, share, subscribe to the channel if you haven't yet. And I'll see you in the next one. Talk to you guys later. Peace.